The one I wanted to actually, I'll ask you, Rob, is a common question that pops up is, how do you fit systemology into an existing business? Now, again, we can talk a little bit about how it works when you're starting up a systemology business from scratch, but I think you can probably speak to it quite well because that's what you had done. How did you start to talk about it with your existing clients and bring it up in conversation? And what did that look like for you?
Yeah. So again, coming from a tech space, I was comfortable in the areas of saying to clients, what are you currently using for your tools? Like, what sort of systems tools do you have? And again, it's around that software. Everyone's got tools, and the tech talk is easy because it's black and white. It's quite factual. You can say, well, we use QuickBooks for our accounting, and we use Monday.com or ClickUp or Asana for our project management. And we use whatever type of CRM you have, and you have Google or Office 365. So I started thinking, well, what if we started working and asking the right questions to say, what are all the systems tools you're using? So yes, it's tech software based, but then the word that never used is what about your systems? So great, you've got your CRMs, your accounting, your emails, and Office Suite and all of that, but that's your business of how you're doing it and what you're doing every single day. How do we capture what you're doing inside of each one of those tech space tools and capturing it and recording it and putting it into a systems management tool? And then we recommend SystemHUB as the product that we use for our business. So then they go, oh, well, tell us more about that. So my conversation might start with, we're having an email problem. Can you help us? Sure. And then we build the relationship, build the rapport, and it could be any type of conversation you have. So it might be just a client that you currently have that you are helping with the current products and services that you're doing at the moment. But then they start realizing that you're super organized. You're starting to talk about maybe systems, and maybe weeks or months after you engage this client, eventually they will ask the question of, how do you do it? So we set an example as a systemologist, and we say, well, we use this tool and that tool and this tool. And how about if I send you the systemology book? And then you can read it, and then you'll understand when they start saying things like CCF and DRTC and all that, you'll get all that language. And then they go, what is a DRTC? What's that CCF stuff you're talking about? Oh, let me know when you're reading the book. Let's go through it. So there's time that evolves. It's not like, here's the book, and do you want to sign up for a concierge tomorrow? Like, doesn't work like that at all. It's an evolution of time. When you nurture and build that rapport, build that relationship, you become their trusted advisor about everything when it comes to their business and keeping organized. Then the systemology topic comes in. They've received the book, they've read the book, they've said thank you, or I love the book, I'd like to know more. Turn it into a coffee call. The coffee call then turns into a deep dive. The deep dive then turns into doing a quote. And it's just a flow. It's a process that you go through, building that relationship with the client at the same time. So start small, start basic, ask the right questions, and eventually they're going to say, we can't afford to not work with you.
Yeah, I love it. And I mean, not all systemologists have businesses, but if you come in with that existing business, and Rob obviously being a cloud consultant, that fit really well for him. And then I can think of Linda, who's an accountant. She also finds she'll start working with clients. Sometimes the clients will come in for the accounting services that she offers, but she starts to work with them. And then she realizes, you're rubbish at looking after your books, and you're not doing consistently things that need to then be delivered to my team to get your accounting done. Okay, well, clearly you've got a systems problem. How can we look at that? Well, let's put some finance systems in place to get it on track. And before you know it, she's sharing some of the systems, best practice systems she's developed to help them get on track. And then they're kind of like, oh, wow, that's rather interesting. And then, oh, would you like some help, or would you like some help with that? Let me introduce you to systemology. Rob does this really well. Quite a lot of our best systemologists do. They lead with the book. So it's kind of like the book becomes a great gift. And then, coming into Christmas or really any time of year, we've got some systemologists who any new client they give them the systemology book. And hey, this is how we do it here. And then it just opens for the discussion of, would you like a hand with that? Do you lead into a done or do it for you scenario? Is it a group program, or is it a do it yourself? So there's discussion in the forum around how to fit it into your existing businesses.